Let's enter some time for Nurse No Travel. She has two choices of how she can enter this. She can come in and enter time in and time out. So we'll do that for this particular day. We'll say 8 o'clock. And in terms of time, you have two choices. You can say 4:30 p.m. with a P, or as is indicated with the schedule, we can put in military time of 16:30. Pay code is set to default to regular time. So the only reason you would have to put anything in pay code if it's something other than regular pay time. You can see right now ADP for that 8 to 16:30 shift has done the math and come up with 8:30. But of course, if I hit the save button here at the top, you'll see that it automatically deducts the 30-minute lunch. So her Monday is fine. Let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday, instead of doing the 8 to 16:30, she might choose to, for simplicity's sake, just put in 8:30 for the total number of hours. Or sorry, 8.5. You can see ADP knows that her regular start time is 8 o'clock, finished at 16:30. If I hit that save button again, that's when ADP calculates the lunch 30-minute deduction. So again, she's got an 8-hour day. A couple of things that you may notice here is after I hit save, this little yellow dot with the exclamation point popped up. If I hover over it, it tells me that supervisor approval is required. It's only a warning, a yellow line or a yellow dot, so don't worry about it. But that just indicates that a subsequent event is required when the supervisor comes in and fills out the time card. So we're going to do something a little different on Wednesday. We're going to indicate that for whatever reason, she came in early this day, so we're going to put her in at 7 o'clock. And in this particular day, because she came in early, she's going to leave an hour early, so we're going to make this 15:30. And we're going to hit save on this day. So ADP again did the math, realized that there's a half an hour lunch in there. Because it was an unusual day in that she came in early, she might want to let her supervisor know why that was the case. Way over here at the left, there's these 3 lines. If I left mouse click on those 3 lines, you can see a number of choices, but one of them is add note. So I'm going to put a note on this, and I'm going to say, came in early for meeting. And I'm going to hit OK. And you'll see right beside the Wednesday here, there's this little blue box. And if I hover over it, I can see that Nurse No Travel left a note saying came in early for meeting. When the supervisor at the end of the week or tomorrow comes in and is ready to approve this time and notices that time anomaly from schedule, he or she can hover over this note and see, oh, okay, that makes sense. I recall her mentioning that she was coming in early. As well, just so you know, if a supervisor is approving something and for some reason they want to feed back to you, they have the same option on the approval screen for them. They're going to be able to come over here to the left, add a note, and they can put in a response or some other kind of note just for their own information, and it will show up a supervisor's post-it note on here as yellow, employees' notes are blue. But the nice thing is we'll have this dialogue of information regarding that particular day. So now on Thursday, let's do something different. This particular employee knows that they have some event they have to be out of the office for in the afternoon. They don't want to use up any personal or sick time. So what they're going to do instead, they're going to put in 8 hours. They're going to go to 12 noon and hit save. And two things that immediately you should have noticed when I hit save. The first is ADP did not deduct the 30 minutes for lunch, obviously because we only went to 12 o'clock. This setting in the system is any employed day that is greater than 5 hours will have that 30 minutes deducted, regardless of what your start time is. If you work 5 continuous hours, it will deduct that 30 minutes. So that's just the standard calculation. The other thing here is, and this is more an indication for the approving supervisor, this just little red arrow says worked fewer hours than scheduled. Obviously that speaks to the fact that if they'd worked more than 8 hours, you'd see a little red arrow pointed up. Okay, so now this employee only worked a half day today. Instead, I'm going to turn on preferences and I'm going to show unscheduled days. And you can see now Friday appears, which she's normally not scheduled for. Perhaps she's going to now work the afternoon on Friday to make up for it. So we're going to go 12:30 to 16:30 and hit save. So we've got 4 hours there. And again, come over here to the left mouse click on those 3 lines, add a note, and say, as per discussion, worked Friday PM in lieu . Okay, I can't spell in lieu. Instead of Thursday. And we'll hit OK. There we go. So that's that complete week. I can see that my week 1 total is 32 hours. Now I can scroll down. If I'm already well into the next week, I can see that the stat holiday is here and it's awaiting supervisor approval. Tuesday may be a little different in that perhaps we worked 8 o'clock to 13 o'clock. I'm going to hit save. And then maybe for the afternoon, she works at a different clinic than maybe she's scheduled for. So we might want to come over here to the left. Again, left mouse click on those 3 bars. I'm going to say add blank row. You can see under Tuesday, there's now a blank row here. I'm going to say from 13 o'clock to 16:30. I still want this to be regular time. There's my 3.5 hours. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say that she went to Bear's Paw. And I'm going to hit save. Obviously, this nurse's regular schedule currently doesn't have clinics assigned, but this allows us to split a workday into 2 pieces. And so on. So we're hopeful that supervisors will regularly be coming in and approving time, but otherwise, from an employee's perspective, the fact that these little yellow exclamation points are here is simply because their supervisor hasn't approved their timesheet yet, but obviously that'll need to be approved by the end of the pay period so that we can submit payroll. So I'm just going to click save one more time. It says there's nothing to save. Nurse no travel still in the middle of her week, so she's going to exit back to the home page and log out until she works those last 2 days. And that's it for a simplified view of time card processing.